Hi, I'm Ben Clark. I'm CEO of Ann Clark Ltd. And today we're going to frost a cake. I've baked a chocolate cake, so we have two layers of the cake. We have a turntable. We have our vanilla icing. I have a regular spatula and then a cake spatula, which is often referred to as an offset spatula, and two sheets of parchment paper. The first thing I'm going to do is put the parchment paper on the turntable, slightly overlapped. Secondly, we're going to take a cake, carefully flip it over, center it in the turntable. Ready to go. Now, with our frosting, I'm going to take approximately, maybe a third of the frosting and just drop it in the middle here. Don't worry about making a mess, and you can taste the extra if you want. All I'm going to do here is just spread it roughly evenly around the cake. I'm just trying to get that layer in between. I think I need a little bit more. And as I turn the cake, I can continue to smooth it out. And again, at this point in the process, it's okay to be messy and you just scrape your extra here. I'll now take the second cake, and this part's important. This is the top of the cake, which has a little bit of a hump to it. The bottom of the cake is perfectly square. So I want to put this on upside down, center it here. By doing this, I come up with the square edges and I have a flat top. Okay, now I'm going to do what's called the crumb coat. I'm going to put a very thin layer of frosting around the whole cake. Then we're going to put that in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes, and that's going to make the rest of the cake process easier. So I'm going to put frosting on the top. Get my top relatively smooth, and then I can sort of scrape and come around the sides. I'm going to need some more frosting here. I'm going to put it on the top. Then I'm going to scrape it around the sides as we turn. And I'm just trying to get a nice little layer on the side of the cake. With the crumb coat, when it sets up, you avoid getting all the crumbs in the frosting. As you can see now, I get little bits of crumbs in the frosting, and I want this to be a perfectly white cake when I'm finished. You notice I'm going relatively quickly. I'm not trying to be neat because I'm really incapable of being neat. Just getting a nice, simple, thin crumb coat on my cake. And you can't do it wrong. Just keep working it until you're kind of close to where you want to be. Across the top, I'm just smoothing out so it looks relatively square. Beautiful. Okay, the cake is now ready for the refrigerator. Pop it in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. This will become hard, and then we'll do the next case. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Welcome back. We've now taken our cake. We put a crumb coat on it, and we put it back in the refrigerator for a little while. Again, with the crumb coat, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just trying to give yourself kind of a hard base to work with. Okay, so now the fun part. I'm going to take a big chunk of the frosting, excuse me. I'm going to put probably half of it here. Now I'm going to smooth the top and then just work it down the edges. So start smoothing the top, and now I'm going to grab some, smooth it around the edges. I'll take some more here, take it down, smooth it around the edges. And I'm just going to keep working it until it looks right. I think the difficult part about icing cakes is you can't eat it while you're doing it. I'd like to take a bite right now, but this is for a birthday party tonight. Not that it's relevant to the video, but it is my birthday, so I'll be eating this tonight. Okay, taking all the icing, put it on the top, smooth the top, scrape it, smooth it on. I'm using, you notice, an offset spatula. You can use an offset spatula, you can use a straight spatula. You could have done it with this spatula. This is probably the best way to do it, but again, if you don't have one of these, just grab a knife or a bread knife or a butter knife, whatever, and it'll work fine. And now I'm sort of looking to not have any brown spots show through, to get it all perfectly white, because it's white frosting. Now I'm just going to kind of play with it a little bit, try to give it a little texture. I am not an artist. My mom's an artist, but I'm not an artist. Just giving it a little texture to make it look so it doesn't look You know, you're not trying to make some perfect thing. You're trying to make a cake. You're trying to make something people are going to enjoy eating. Okay, now we finished frosting the cake, and you'll notice there's still a little bit of frosting on the parchment paper. So what I'm going to do is delicately, I'm just going to try to pull the parchment paper out from underneath. Carefully. And so now it sits nicely on the pan. Well, we're going to go to a dinner party tonight. It's my birthday and another friend's birthday, and we're going to share cake. I make a cake for him. He makes a cake for me. He's getting a chocolate with buttercream frosting. Thanks, guys.